If you've been trying to build something outside your 9 to 5 but not making real progress, this video will help you to fix that. You may have watched a lot of videos on how to build something outside your 9 to 5 and productivity hacks and tips. You've tried to follow the advice, but nothing is working. Just maybe you started to feel a little bit disappointed and want to give up your dream. But please don't give up your dream. There's actually a reason why they are not working at all, because most of the content out there is made by people who have never actually worked a proper 9 to 5. They are freelancers, they built their business straight out of school. They worked a full-time for 1 year or 2 years, but they've never built something while juggling between long office hours, packed meetings and commute. They are the people who don't know what does it feel like to build something after a long 9 to 5 office day. So in this video, I'm going to share with you a 5 simple system that I've been using to make real progress outside my 9 to 5. Whether that is building and monetizing my YouTube channel, studying for a coaching certification, or learning new skills to create the life that I want. It's simple, it's practical, and most importantly, it's actually fit around your day job. So let's jump into it. So the first step is you have to ask yourself, what's one clear specific thing you want to achieve now outside your 9 to 5? I know it sounds simple and you may have heard it a lot of the time, but honestly this step is harder than you think, and my goal in here is to let you know what does clarity actually looks like. Most people have either way too many goals or they have some fake goals like this. I want to lose weight, I want to read 10 books, I want to look better, I want to have a better body shape, I want to take that copywriting course, I want to pass the exam. But here's the thing, if your goals aren't clear and specific enough, your actions won't be either. What do I mean? The goal for you to pass an exam or pass an exam with a grade will lead to different actions. Passing an exam could mean you review the study materials for 2 to 3 times, but passing your exam with a grade could mean studying the material for like 4 to 5 times and also set 2 hours every day just to practice the questions. So let me show you what does it actually means by a clear and very specific goal. For example, I want to read 10 productivity books this year and design a workflow system that's actually helped me to increase my productivity. Or I want to lose 5 kg and drop my body fat down to 29% by the end of the year so that I can have a better body shape and have more confidence with my body. Or I want to pass my certification exam with high distinctions but not just pass it. Can you see the difference? When your goal is very specific, it becomes much easier to stay focused, to build the habits and actions that you need to take, and actually measures your goals. So when you write down your goals, ask yourself, what exactly do I want to achieve? Why do I want this? Is there a measurable outcome like a grade, a level, or a milestone? So right now let us talk about another trap which I have 100% fallen into that, and that is doing so many things at once. You see someone on the Instagram posting they are taking the photography course and you think that, oh my god, you would like to try, it looks cool. And then when someone is taking copywriting class or if they are taking an investing course, you think it's interesting, you think it's going to make you become a better person, and again, you want to try. If you're trying to be everywhere, you are going nowhere. That's why Cal Newport, the best-selling author who literally teach about focused deep work productivity, has emphasized this idea in his book Slow Productivity. He writes, the deep life is a good life, but achieving depth requires the courage to focus on fewer things. So if you want to do something great, you need to stop trying to do everything at once. Your 24 hours probably look like this: 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, 2 hours of commute, and then 2 hours of chores, errands, or life stuff. That just left you 4 hours a day. And now imagine you use those 4 hours spent on 5 different things. You will only make tiny, shallow progress on each thing and never feel like you are getting somewhere. So here's the first task for you. Write down one clear, specific goal. What is one thing that you want to achieve outside your 9 to 5? be very clear and be very specific about that. Now the next question is, when do you want to achieve it? What is a realistic timeline, but at the same time this is a bit challenging but it's still doable? Because here's the thing, without a when, you will just keep saying later, and later usually turns into never. Think back a time when your boss gave you a very important, meaningful task, but instead of giving you a deadline, he said, this is important, but there's no rush, just get it done whenever. Now, at the same time, you've actually got other smaller tasks, something that is less meaningful, less important, easier, but they do have deadlines. Which one are you going to do first?
The one with the deadlines.
Exactly. That's just how our brains are wired. We avoid things that are uncomfortable or unfamiliar or not urgent at all, especially when there's no time pressure. And for whatever you're trying to achieve outside your 9 to 5, it's probably going to be harder than your usual task at work because it is unfamiliar. And that makes it so easy to procrastinate. And that's exactly why your personal goals should have a structure too. So this is the next thing that you need to do, is set a challenging but doable timeline to your one specific clear goal. Pick a date, write it down, circle it on your calendar to remind you that is the deadline of your goal. And look, even if you don't hit that exact date, you are still making way more progress than if you've left everything open-ended. The next question is, what are the actual actions that you need to do to get you there? Because if you've already doing a lot of things and nothing really happening, this could be the reason why you're getting stuck. Because the actions you are taking at the moment might not be the right actions. Let me explain. A lot of people stay busy doing the low impact tasks that feel productive but don't actually moving the needles. Things like reading more books, taking more courses, making another perfect plan. But they've never got to the real work that's actually pushed their goal forward. And I've been there too. It's not because you are lazy, you're actually trying. But sometimes we use those low impact tasks to avoid the scariest and the most uncomfortable one that would actually create the momentum. And that is where most people get stuck. They are working really hard, but they are working on the wrong things. They burn out, they feel overwhelmed, and they wonder why nothing is actually happening. So to fix this is very simple. Just grab a pen and paper, look at the goal that you've just set, look at the dates that you've just set, and then ask yourself, what are the key actions that you need to take to reach from your A point to your B point, and based on the time and energy that you have right now. Then you prioritize. When I say prioritize, I don't mean to make a very long to-do list. I mean figure out what matters the most to you right now, especially when you've got a full-time job, and knowing that what can wait, and focus on just 1 to 2 things at a time. That will truly move the needle. Here is a personal example. When I just started my YouTube channel, I waste some time to look at the YouTube studio, to look at the audience retention graph, trying to analyze the data. But the thing is, I actually don't have enough data to analyze it. It just didn't make any sense for me to analyze it because I just had, I think, maybe 100 or even just 10, 20, 50 views at the time. So whatever it was showing on the graph is just not useful for me to move the needles. So what is the better use of my time? It is getting better at writing the hook. And that was the only thing I care about for 1 to 2 months. Writing better hooks, practicing them. And as I've grown, my priorities have shifted. But the point is, at every stage, you need to know what deserves your full attention, because when your time is limited, not every action is equal. So especially if you are working a 9 to 5 and time is not on your side and you only have 4 hours left to do what is meaningful to you during the day. So doing the right actions matters more than doing a lot of actions. Don't waste your time doing something that is productive but not actually moving the needles. Get clear on what really matters and give it your full focus without overwhelming yourself. Come to the 4th step, and this is the step where I think most people skip or they don't take it serious enough, but they actually very important, and I will explain why. And the fourth step is track your progress and your results. Most people is just feel like that's another task that they need to do. It's annoying, it doesn't help, but the problem is, as James Clear said, you can't improve what you can't measure. And if you're not tracking your results and your actions, how do you know you are actually improving? When you've got 9 to 5, your time is too limited to guess what's actually working and what's not. You don't want to spend hours every week to do a task and to work on something, only to realize months later they are not the actions that actually moving the needles. They are not the actions that is taking you towards your dream life. That's why tracking is very important. It gives you the clarity. It helps you see that your actions actually creating the momentum. Are you stuck doing the busy work? Do you need to shift your approach? Because without tracking, you're actually just guessing, and guessing isn't a strategy, it is a gamble. You will pay a very high cost for it, especially you've got a 9 to 5. So what should you track? Is very simple, and I've also mentioned in a lot of my videos, that is your actions and your results. Your actions means, are you actually doing what you said you will do? Your results is, are those actions actually help you to move closer to your goals? So give you an example of my personal YouTube journey. Let's say my goal is to improve my titles and thumbnails. So my actions will be, every week I will analyze 3 highly performing videos in my niche, and then I will study their titles, thumbnails, see what is working for them, and try to take reference and do the similar things and see if that's working on me. How can I track my results? My result will be tracking my CTR, the click-through rate. Are there more people clicking my videos and watch my videos? If yes, then amazing, keep on doing what I'm doing. If not, then I may have to try a new thumbnail style, a new title style. So when you track something, you are no longer guessing, you are actually learning, and you are making informed decisions based on evidence. So remember, you don't need any complicated system or spreadsheets to track your progress. Just 2 things: your actions and your results. Whatever your goal is, make sure you're tracking what matters. Because in the end, tracking isn't about perfections, it is about progress with actions. And here comes the final step. The final step is actually schedule it in. Scheduling isn't just about reminding that you have to do something. It is also making sure that you have time to do what matters to you. And I get that there are some people who don't really like the time blocking method. They've tried it and they've hated it so much. They don't like that because they think it is very rigid, it is not flexible, and it takes so much time to block every hours of your day, and I completely get that. But in here, I'm not saying that you need to do a whole full day time blocking from the moment you wake up until the moment that you go to the bed. No, I'm not asking you to do this kind of time blocking. What I'm asking you to do in here is, you just need to block out the time for that 1 to 2 key actions you have chosen on step 3. You need to block that a few days in advance, or even just 1 week in advance. Personally, I like to block my week 1 week in advance, because the thing is, if you want to turn your dream into the reality, it always just comes down to one thing, and that is consistent action. So if you keep ending your day and you think that I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, because you said yes to another dinner, another party, or spend the evening scrolling your phone, you are not going to get where you want to be. No actions means no progress, simple as it is. That's why scheduling is very important. Like I mentioned, I really like time blocking, and it is a method that I've been using for a very long time. It helped me massively to keep me on track, to make sure I have time to do what I need to do. If you're curious, I actually have a full video that I will link in here, and you can see the whole process on how I do the time blocking method. It is a little bit long, but it's definitely worth watching it. But even if the time blocking, the full time blocking method is not for you, that's fine, but just remember to block out the time that you need to do for that 1 to 2 actions. Protect your time like your dream depends on it, because Honestly, it does. And this is the only way for you to escape a life that you don't even like at the moment. And that's the whole system I use on achieving something outside of my 9 to 5. If you're serious about building the life that you love, building the life that you keep imagining, that goal you can't stop thinking about it in your head, that version of you that feels more free, more fulfilled, and more happy, then I really hope that you can do something about it. Whether you are using this system or other system, I do highly recommend that people chase their dream, do whatever they want to do, even there's a huge uncertainty in the future, because that's your life and that's worth it. I only ever recommend something that I've tried to myself, and it's genuinely building something outside a 9 to 5. Your dream is worth being taken it seriously. Your life isn't meant to be something that you just have to go through or pass through or get through. It's meant to be something that you love. So take it seriously and start now. And I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.